Happy holidays, everybody, as it is great to be here in San Antonio, Texas. PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video this upcoming Saturday night from the Frost Bank Center, home of the San Antonio Spurs. It all goes down 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time. You can purchase the pay-per-view on Prime Video or traditional cable or satellite providers or ppv.com. It is a holiday treat for fight fans around the globe. In our main event, we have the entertaining and Mexican superstar Isaac Pitbull Cruz taking on reigning world champion Lamont Roach. That in our main event. Also, we have rising Mexican star Jesus Mono Ramos going head-to-head against top contender Shane Mosley Jr. for the interim WBC middleweight championship of the world. WBA middleweight world champion Erislandy, the American Dream Lara, will defend his crown against the hard-hitting challenger from Venezuela, Johan Gonzalez. And two-division world champion Stephen Fulton Jr. takes on the WBC super featherweight champion of the world, O'Shaquie Foster, for Foster's title in the co-main event. Now, tickets are going quickly. A limited amount are available. For those of you that are here in San Antonio, want to make it here to the Alamo City, get them now. Ticketmaster.com is how you do so. And do not forget to join us anywhere around the world on pay-per-view. The event is promoted by TGB Promotions in association with MP Promotions, Pro Boxing Promotions, and Box Stars. Also, the Fulton versus Foster fight is promoted in association with Top Rank. Pitbull versus Roach is presented by Thomas J. Henry, Built to Win, and sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. On top of our loaded pay-per-view card, we have fights that are available streaming for free on Prime Video, regardless of Prime membership. We have a 3-fight lineup that'll be headlined by the return of top contender Frank Martin, matching up against the two-division world champion Francis Bartholomew. Before we get to the pay-per-view, we want to hear from the fighters who will be competing on Prime Video. That action gets going at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific time. That is 4:30 local time here in San Antonio. Our first matchup, 10 rounds in the super featherweight division. This man with a record of 18 wins, opposite 3 defeats, 9 wins coming by way of knockout. A native of Buenos Aires, Argentina, no stranger to springing upsets as he knocked out top UK fighter James Dickens back in July of 2023. He will say his comments from his seat. Please welcome and give a round of applause to Hector Sosa. Hector, your thoughts on your matchup on Saturday?
¿Tus primeros comentarios de cara a la pelea de este sábado?
Bueno, primero que nada, buenas tardes para todos. Agradecerle a los promotores por esta oportunidad. Para mí es muy importante pelear en un evento así. Es lo que todo boxeador soñamos, así que nada, vengo bien preparado para dar un buen espectáculo.
Good afternoon, everybody. And first of all, I want to thank the promotion and everybody that made this fight possible. A true dream come true for me. So now, what I'm going to do is show my preparation and what I've done in order to be ready for this big stage.
His opponent on Saturday is undefeated. 21 fights, 21 victories, 14 of those coming by way of knockout. He is from Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, now training in Las Vegas under the guidance of one of the best trainers on the planet, Bob Santos. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Luis Núñez. Luis, your thoughts.
Lo mismo para vos, Luis. Tus primeras sensaciones de cara a la pelea del sábado. Contanos ahí.
Primeramente, buenas tardes. Gracias por la oportunidad. Me siento totalmente preparado para esta pelea. Y nada, venimos ready para darle un buen show.
I'm really thankful for this stage, this opportunity I'm being given. And I can assure you that I'm going to be 100% ready to take advantage of it.
Cannot wait for that one. It is Hector Sosa and Luis Núñez. Our next matchup on Prime Video on Saturday afternoon. 10 rounds in the super welterweight division. This man with a record of 31 wins, opposite 5 defeats, 29 big wins coming by way of knockout. Joining us from Sonora, Mexico. He has won 5 straight, looking to make it 6 in a row. All of those 5 victories that he has had consecutively have come by way of stoppage. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, Roberto Valenzuela Jr.
Roberto, tus sensaciones de cara a la pelea del sábado.
Sí, no, primeramente que nada quiero agradecer a la promotora por esta oportunidad y pues decirle a la gente que esperen una gran pelea. Trabajamos muy duro para esta victoria y pues vamos a sorprender aquí a San Antonio con una guerra y vamos a darlo todo arriba del ring.
Well, first of all, I want to thank the promotion for making this fight possible, and I want to let the fans know that they can expect a great fight. We're going to put out a war out there, and it's going to be a can't-miss event. I know that I can pull off the upset. I am going to pull off the upset, and you're not going to want to miss it because we're going to give it all out there.
Valenzuela predicting a war, and I'm sure that his opponent on Saturday likes to hear that. 17 wins, no losses, 13 victories coming inside the distance. A native of La Paz, California Sur, Mexico, now training in Las Vegas under the guidance of Bob Santos, earned 5 national medals representing Mexico as an amateur, and has stopped his last 6 opponents entering this Saturday, December 6th. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the perfect Isaac La Bestia Lucero.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenas tardes. Primero que nada, gracias a Dios por permitirme estar aquí. Y para esta pelea, pienso que va a ser una guerra. Va a ser una guerra entre 2 mexicanos, un peleador experimentado, pero me preparé mucho con dedicación y con toda la fe vamos por la victoria.
Well, first of all, thank God for this opportunity and for allowing me to be here. I totally agree. It's going to be a war, and the best kind of war, a kind of Mexican war that's going to be out there. We're going to leave it all out there on the ring, and I too am ready to face any kind of challenge that comes my way. I can't wait.
2 Mexican prize fighters going at it, predicting a war in San Antonio. I'm sure that is going to electrify the fans at Frost Bank Center and everyone watching around the world. Again, that is free, available on Prime Video, regardless of Prime membership subscription. Our main event on our prelim portion. What a matchup this is going to be as we welcome one half of that main event on the prelims. 30 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Proudly representing Havana, Cuba, now fighting out of Las Vegas. Former world champion at 130 and 135 pounds. Returning to action after coming up short in loss at the hands of Jose Ramirez back in 2024. This man has certainly been a world-class prize fighter for quite some time and looking to make a definitive statement on Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Francis Barthélemy.
Muchas gracias. Agradecerle a todos los presentes, a toda la prensa aquí presente. Y nada, quisiera iniciar dándole las gracias a Dios mediante por tenerme aquí. Segundo, a Heyman, a mi manager Luis de Cuba Jr., que creo que sin ellos yo no pudiese estar aquí a esta larga edad que tengo ya en el deporte, que soy un veterano. Y nada, vengo muy contento, muy motivado, ¿no? Porque vengo a estar en esta altura todavía peleando en el primer nivel con grandes oponentes como lo es Frank Martin aquí a mi lado. Y nada, me vengo motivado. Tenemos consciente de quién es Frank Martin, un joven peleador como muy talentoso. Y nada, eso me da la medida de que he tenido que coger el entrenamiento con serio carácter. Y nada, esperen lo mejor de mí, que saben que yo siempre vengo a dar un espectáculo, a dar un buen show, y creo que este no va a ser la excepción. Muchas gracias.
Well, I would like to thank God for allowing me to be here, first of all. I would also like to thank everybody that made it possible, beginning with Al Haven, PBC, Amazon Prime, Louis DeCruz Jr., everybody that was able to allow this fight to happen. And I'm super motivated, super happy, because this is an opportunity for me to showcase my skills once again against a top-notch opponent like Frank Martin. Frank is very talented. I know that he's going to push me to be at my best, and I know that I'm going to be more than ready to be up to the challenge and to face what's going to be an amazing fight.
Let's meet the other half of our main event on our prelim portion with a record of 18 wins, opposite 1 defeat, 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Promoted by Errol Spence Jr.'s Man Down Promotions, fighting out of Dallas and now trained by Buddy McGirt. Returns after coming up short in a 2024 World Title Championship opportunity against Gervonta Davis. climbed the rankings with the win over Michel Rivera and Artem Hartunian. Ladies and gentlemen, it's great to see him back inside the ring. This man has really worked his way up the ladder, and he's back after coming up short. Here is Frank Martin.
First off, I want to thank God, everybody, just being able to be here, be at the event. I want to thank everybody that's a part of TGB, PBC, who put the event together, and, all y'all beautiful people out there right now in the stands, here supporting. I'm glad to be back. It's been a minute. It's been almost like 2 years, just being off. So I'm just excited to be back. I've been working nonstop, ever since since my last fight. I've just been active in the gym, staying active. So I'm excited to be back. I got some new stuff, some new tricks in my bag. I'm ready to showcase and show everybody, exactly who I am and what I have, in me as a fighter, So I'm just glad to be back. And I appreciate my opponent, Rancis, for accepting the fight. And, may we have a good fight come fight night.
It'll be a tremendous matchup as this are three of what a card on our prelim portion. I'm going to go and talk with Hector Sosa from Argentina. Hector, you come from a rich boxing country that is Argentina. How much do you want to represent your native country and make those that are in Argentina proud of your performance on Saturday?
Héctor, nuestro país tiene una tradición boxística muy extensa y muy rica también. ¿Qué tan motivado estás para querer representar ese legado y enorgullecer al pueblo argentino este sábado?
Sí, como sabemos, Argentina tiene grandes peleadores como Lucas Matisse, Brian Castaño, Chino Maidana, y nada, vengo con esa sangre ahí bien caliente, representando a mi país de la mejor manera. Estoy muy motivado porque es una oportunidad que esperé casi toda mi vida, así que vengo bien preparado y motivado para llevarme la victoria.
Absolutely, like you said, Argentina has a very rich history. Just recently with Matisse, Castaño, Maidana, and I am a warm-blooded fighter, and I know that I'm going to be ready to seize the moment. So I want to make my country proud, and I know I can do it.
Now for your opponent, Luis Nunez, and Luis, I'm going to speak with you. You're undefeated, but you're trained under the guidance of Bob Santos. How much has Bob helped you out when it comes to your career and the fact that you want to maintain your perfect record after Saturday?
Bueno, entrenas con Bob, que es un gran entrenador. Entonces, contanos cómo te ayudó el estar bajo su tutela y además, ¿te sentís presionado por mantener el invicto o es algo en lo que no pensás?
Pues sí, realmente estar con vos me ha ayudado bastante. Siento que como peleador he madurado aún mucho más y mi calidad boxística ha aumentado a un 100%. Y sobre estar presionado no creo, porque ya he tenido grandes guerras y he salido por la puerta grande. O sea que esta pelea es dura, pero es una más para llegar a la cima.
Look, Bob is absolutely an amazing trainer that has shaped my career in ways that have allowed me to mature and grow 100%. The difference is palpable. And when it comes to my undefeated record, I don't feel any pressure at all. I just see this as one more fight, one more step towards the greatness that I want to achieve.
All right, that is Luis Nunez and Hector Sosa. Now our next matchup on our prelim portion, Isaac Lucero, Roberto Valenzuela Jr. Roberto, you were promising a war between two Mexican prize fighters. Why do you feel so? Is it the styles of both you and Isaac Lucero?
¿Qué te hace pensar que tu pelea contra Lucero va a ser una guerra? ¿Son los estilos de pelea que encajan de una manera en particular?
Sí, no, pues cuando ponen arriba a dos mexicanos boxeadores siempre se da una guerra. Y primeramente Dios, vamos a salir con esa victoria porque yo tengo el hambre de salir a ganar. Igual que él se preparó para salir a ganar. Y pues esa noche va a ganar el mejor, va a ser un choque de dos trenes donde va a ganar el mejor.
When you put two Mexican fighters in the ring, it's automatically going to be a war, no doubt about it. I know I can win, I'm sure of it, and it's going to be like two runaway trains going at each other. It's It's going to be a clash that you're not going to want to miss because it's really going to be that intense. But I know I can come out on top because I'm prepared to do so.
There's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of hype surrounding Isaac Lucero. For you, Roberto, how big of a win would this be if you win your 6th straight?
¿Qué tan significativa sería esta victoria para vos? Tu 6ª consecutiva, pero también contra un rival del calibre de Isaac Lucero.
Sí, las últimas peleas que he tenido han estado duras y pienso que una victoria con Lucero me rankearía entre las mejores posiciones para pelear con quien sea, para cualquier campeón. Y pues esa es la meta de cualquier boxeador, pelear por un campeonato del mundo. Y yo estoy listo para ganar, para sorprender a todos y más que nada para ganarme esa oportunidad que he esperado toda mi vida.
I'm ready to shock the world and seize the opportunity that I've waited for my whole life. My goal is to face off against the champions, just like any boxer does anyway, but I know I can reach those heights, and defeating Isaac Lucero would allow me to take one more step towards that objective.
All right, with Isaac Lucero, a man who definitely has a lot of excitement because of his style. 13 wins coming by way of knockout over the course of his 17 victories. For you, Isaac, how much does it excite you knowing that Roberto Valenzuela is going to come forward and is predicting a toe-to-toe affair?
¿Qué te generan las declaraciones de Roberto y que diga, bueno, va a ser una guerra sin cuartel y que van a estar mano a mano durante toda la pelea?
Pues no me genera nada, pues porque para eso me preparé para una guerra. Estamos listos para lo que sea y lo que se presente esa noche, vamos a saber resolverlo.
It doesn't move me one bit because I've been getting ready for that, and when the time comes to be ready to figure out what I have to do inside the ring and win that war, we'll be more than primed to do so.
How do you deal with the expectations? Because a lot of people are saying that you can very well be the next big Mexican boxing superstar.
Bueno, y hay gente que dice que vos podés llegar a ser la próxima gran superestrella mexicana. ¿Cómo lidias con esa presión que te genera además que la gente te tenga en tan alta estima como prospecto a futuro?
Primero, pues me llena de orgullo que la gente piense eso, pero esto ha sido del trabajo, un resultado del trabajo que he hecho toda mi vida. Le he echado muchas ganas y pienso que Dios me ha dado pues que la gente me tome así como la futura estrella, y yo voy a seguir echándole muchas ganas y que sea lo que Dios quiera.
It fills me with pride, the fact that I'm seen the way I'm seen by people saying that I'm the future face of Mexican boxing. It motivates me and it makes me want to work even harder, and I'm also gonna just always want to represent Mexico and make it proud. That's the bottom line. But I know what I'm capable of, and it's gonna be a great responsibility for me to be able to live up to those expectations.
All right, now the main event of that prelim portion, Rances Barthélemy, the 2-division world champion. Rances, what are we going to see from you against Frank Martin on Saturday?
Rances, ¿qué veremos de ti contra Frank Martin el sábado?
No, un Ranceo de mí muy hambriento, con muchas ganas de mantenerme todavía en este nivel, ¿no? Esta es una gran oportunidad, este nuevo reto frente a Frank Martin, y vengo con mucha hambre, y todo el que me conoce sabe que no me gusta regalar peleas, ni vengo por un cheque, ni nada de esas cosas. Siempre vengo a imponerme, y mi mentalidad es salir con la mano en alto.
You're going to see a hungry fighter, someone that's willing to come forward, step up to the challenge, and there's not going to be any running around or anything like that. It's going to be power. You're going to see power out there in the ring.
So is he saying that he's going to be more aggressive in this fight? I mean, he has moments during fights where he is aggressive, but he does come from that Cuban school of boxing. But are we going to see a hyper-aggressive, all-action Rances Barthélemy on Saturday?
Rances, entonces vas a ser más agresivo durante esta pelea, considerando que vos venís también de la escuela cubana, ¿no? Pero ¿cómo dirías que va a ser tu approach en esta pelea?
Sí, definitivamente estoy obligado, ¿no? Ya por la veteranía que tengo, a demostrar un poco más, porque ya me va quedando poco en esta historia, y por eso lo poco que me queda quiero cerrarlo con broche de oro y por eso vengo a dar el 110% de mi capacidad.
Absolutely. The fight is going to make me have to be more aggressive. The adrenaline is going to push me to do so. And I'm going to be 110% ready to be up to that standard and to face Frank Martin that way.
Frank Martin, you're back after being away from the ring for quite some time, about a year and a half. How much have you missed the lights? How much have you missed being in this environment? Because we saw your trajectory. You headlined a pay-per-view, co-headlined a pay-per-view. That was massive for you. But now, taking time away from the game and really assessing, how good do you feel and how much did you miss this?
I missed it a lot. You know, I ain't really, like, the lights is cool and all that, but I miss fighting more than anything. You know, that's what's important, you know, like just the activity, fighting, the fans being able to see, you know, see you fight and, you know, see all the things you've been working on or if you grew and got better or whatever. So, man, I'm excited to be back, you know, and I got a game opponent in front of me in Ramos Bartholomew, you know. We know he's going to come out tough. We know he got power, you know, he got an awkward style, so we know we kind of got something for it. We got an answer for a lot of what he does, but you know we got a tough guy in front of us, so we ain't underestimating him at all. I just got to come out, beat me, have fun, and be sharp.
What goes through your mind when he says he's going to be more aggressive? He's going to really bring the fight to you.
I mean, you know, I'm a fighter. You know, when I'm in a ring, adapt. Just me being able to adapt is something that I'm good at. So, you know, I feel like that's the thing that when I'm in the ring, I figure that out. Like, whatever you're bringing towards me or whatever you're bringing, I'm going to have to adapt and just figure out what style I need to fight him. If it's a bang out, you know, it'll be a bang out. If it's smooth, you know, boxing and very tactical, it's going to be that. But, you know, the fight is going to be an exciting fight. You know, we got two. We got Ramos' style. We got my style. We gonna put on a good fight.
You're now training with Buddy McGirt. How has that transition been working under Buddy?
It's been good. You know, it's like science. You know, it's a difference from certain coaches. You got teachers. You got coaches. You know, it's a difference. So Buddy just help with a lot of the understanding, and every time, like anything that you do, you kind of have an answer for why you're doing it and when to do it. So, you know, it's one of those things. Like you kind of know what's going on while you're in there. You ain't just doing stuff. You know what you're doing.
Rances, do you feel like you have the power to be able to finish off Frank Martin on Saturday?
Rances, ¿sentís que contás con la potencia, con el poder para acabar con Frank Martin este sábado?
Bueno, no, eso lo dirá la preparación. Soy un boxeador que me preparo para los 10 rounds que está apartada de esta pelea. Y bueno, el knockout yo lo tengo contemplado como si fuera algo como el béisbol, como un jonrón, que el bateador se prepara para batear y si sale el jonrón lo celebra. Y es así como en mi caso con el boxeo. Yo me he preparado para la mejor versión de Frank Martin. Lo mejor, yo no estoy viendo a Frank Martin derrotado, ¿no? Sino estoy viendo a la mejor versión. Me preparé con ese pensamiento y nada, creo que el sábado va a haber, no se la pierden porque van a haber una gran pelea, porque creo que los estilos machean.
I'm preparing to face the best version of Frank Martin, first of all. And if Frank isn't at the top of his game, then I don't care because I'm going at it like he's at his best. And I think of it also as in baseball, right? With the knockout. The batter goes up to the box, and then if he hits a home run, he hits a home run, but he doesn't go up thinking I'm going to hit a home run. If it comes, it comes. So I'm going to really just prepare myself to be ready for whatever comes my way.
Frank, the statement you're looking to make on Saturday is what?
A big one. You know, the statement is, you know, I want to put on a great performance. You know, I want to show a little bit of a style that y'all haven't seen in me. You know, y'all may have seen glimpses of it, but I just want to show y'all exactly how good I really am. You know, I feel like I'm slept on, so I feel like Saturday night I'll be able to showcase, you know, a lot of a skill that I do have and some of the tricks I got in my bag that I haven't really brought out. I'm going to bring them out come fight night.
We're looking forward to seeing it quickly. I'm going to go around and get predictions from the fighters. Hector Sosa, your prediction for Saturday?
Héctor, tu vaticinio para este sábado. Y contanos cómo crees que termina la pelea. Vos, Héctor, ahí. Sí, contanos cómo termina la pelea, knockout, por puntos, cómo crees que termina.
No, vengo a trabajar los 10 rounds, estoy para 10 o más rounds. Si bien soy un peleador fuerte, pero nada, siento que me voy a ir con la mano en alto y el resultado todo depende de Dios. Así que agradecido por todo.
I'm here to work, I'm here to withstand all 10 rounds, and whatever the result is, it's going to be up to God, but I'm ready to go to the final bell, no doubt about it.
Luis Nunez, how does it go down on Saturday?
Vaticinio para este sábado, Luis, ¿cómo termina la pelea?
Realmente estoy preparado para 10, 14 rounds. Tengo una preparación súper extremadamente fuerte, tanto como físico y mental. La pelea va a pasar, yo voy a ganar, pero que pase como tenga que pasar realmente, pero con la victoria de mi lado.
I'm ready for war. I'm up to the final round. I'm mentally and physically prepared for it. And no doubt about it, I'm going to win. I don't care how it happens. I just know that I'm going to be the one that comes out on top.
Super featherweights, Luis Nunez, Hector Sosa. Now we transition to super welterweights. Isaac Lucero, Roberto Valenzuela Jr. Roberto, do you make it 6 straight stoppage victories?
Bueno, Roberto, ¿van a ser 6 victorias consecutivas antes de la campana final este sábado?
Sí, como lo comenté, va a ser un choque de trenes donde si la pelea dura 1, 2 o 10 rounds va a ser una guerra. Y pues yo estoy preparado para ganar, igual que él viene a hacer su trabajo, entonces aquí va a ganar el mejor.
Look, whatever happens, 1, 2, 10 rounds, I'm going to be the winner because it's going to be, like I said, 2 trains clashing against each other. I know Isaac is also wanting to win, he's hungry, but I'm going to be the one that ends up with his arm raised.
Isaac Lucero, how does the fight unfold?
Isaac, vaticinio para este sábado, ¿cómo termina?
Voy a ganar, no me importa si gano por knockout o gano por decisión, pero me preparé para la victoria y voy a ir por ella.
I'm gonna win. I don't care if it's by knockout or by decision. I prepare to win, period.
Isaac Lucero, Roberto Valenzuela Jr. predicting an all-Mexican clash. Main event on the prelim portion, Rances Bartholomew. Your prediction, sir?
Bueno, Rances, predicción.
No, yo vine a ganar. Mi mentalidad es ganadora de siempre, desde que vine a este mundo. Y nada, sea por nocaut, sea por cualquier vía, pero vine a ganar.
I'm gonna win. I'm always gonna believe that I'm gonna be the winner. And whether it's by knockout or by decision, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna win.
Frank Martin, how does the fight play out?
I'm coming to win. You know, I'm coming to win. I'm coming to win. I've been working, so I'm just coming to win.
I sense an excitement from Frank Martin that I haven't felt in quite some time. I can't wait. What are you thinking?
What the kids say? 6'7".
6'7"? Okay. All right. He pulled the 6'7" on us. Frank Martin, job well done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our prelim portion. It is photo time as the fighters will face off. And then once we are done here, then we're going to have our main card fighters. So media, stick around. And those watching on the stream, a couple brief moments. But let's give a round of applause to our prelim fighters. This will be 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific time, live, free, on Prime Video, regardless of Prime membership. And now we'll have the fighters step in front of the podium and face off and get a final face off.
Bueno, chicos, vamos a hacer los careos, sí, empezamos con la pelea, la primera de todas y terminamos con Frank y con Rances, ¿sí? Así que vengan para acá, enfrente del escenario. Los 3 de este lado de un lado, fila por acá, 3 de ese lado, fila por allá.
Now we await our main card fighters momentarily.
So Jose Ramos goes there, Lamont Roach goes here. He's right here. No, I'm just saying. Lamont Roach, Shaquille Foster. Right. And then Gonzalez. Who goes here? Gonzalez or Mosley? Gotta be Mosley. We're gonna do it this way. Oh, this is your son? I know, it's not one behind that just making sure this is the inside. But they got 4 seats. There's 4 seats on the side. So, Lara's the second fighter. Fulton is okay, so second. Lara's third. Lara's third. Open Ramos and downstairs. Ramos is in reality, you gotta get a 4th seat.
This isn't a battle, it's a war. Plus, champions collide as Lara faces Johnny back in a battle for all the belts. Pitbull versus Roach, Saturday live on PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video.
Oh, that's all you do with the water. This is 4 seats. They got to get another chair. No, I don't want him drinking that fucking water. You don't want him drinking? Alright. This one? That's for him, because I don't have another beer. No, the modelo is me. You got the 4th seat? Okay. Sure. Yes, sir. Yeah. Estos dos cambian. Okay. Yeah, remember, they got to be told they're sharing the mic. Okay. I just switch it. Okay, it doesn't matter.
We're going to get started in 2 minutes. For the media, please take your seats, and we will begin our main card press conference in 2 minutes. Thank you.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
yeah. Okay.
What's up, Shot? What's up, everybody?
Long time. I know your dad. I know you for a long time. You guys are going to share the mic.
Say it again.
Oh, yeah. You smiling? What's going on? You always smile.
I'm not trying to agitate you, but I'm asking you about this a little bit. You addressed it up here. I want to bring it up. All right? Just for the media.
Let's put one of these. It's yours too, right? At least to hold it or something. Yeah, there you go like that. Look, see? Right? Let's take one, yeah. Hey, look, like that, right? Okay? And you both are going to share this, okay? Where? Where did more? Oh, let me see if I can use this. So I get you another one. Right? Okay, look, it goes right there. Look, see? Any guys need this? Or who needs this? Right there. Here's your water. You can drink the water now. Okay.
Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Ferocious, fierce, all bite. Lamont the Reaper Roach. Patient, precise, deadly. This isn't a battle. It's a war. Plus, champions collide as Lara faces Johnny back in a battle for all the belts. Pitbull vs. Roach. Saturday live on PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to San Antonio, as it is time for our PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video main card press conference. It all goes down this Saturday, December 6th, from the Frost Bank Center here in San Antonio. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time. You can purchase the pay-per-view on Prime Video or traditional cable or satellite providers, as well as ppv.com. Limited tickets are available, but they are going quickly. Ticketmaster.com. What a night of action that we have. Any one of 4 of these fights can be a main event anywhere in the world. The event is promoted by TGB Promotions in association with MP Promotions, Pro Boxing Promotions, and Box Stars. Also, the Fulton versus Foster fight is promoted in association with Top Rank. Pitbull versus Roach, that our main event, is presented by Thomas J. Henry, built to win, and sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Now, it takes a very dedicated team to put on an event of this magnitude, and this man knows boxing better than mostly anyone on the planet. One of the brightest minds that the sport has ever seen. He still needs his rightful place into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the president of TGB Promotions, Mr. Tom Brown.
Thank you, Ray. Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. I got to tell you, I always like these fight week press conferences so much more than the opening press conferences. Kids are all just coming out of training camp. They're all wound pretty tight, and they still got to make it tomorrow to the weigh-in. But it's great to be back here once again in this great fight town, San Antonio, especially with a card like this. And it's great that the Alamo City, such a great boxing tradition, gets to host by far the best card of the year here in the United States. You know, this is the type of fight that boxing needs, the type of card that boxing needs. All these fights are toss-up fights. Anything could happen in any of these fights. And we'll see on Saturday night which fight steps up and steals the show. And I'm telling you, inside that Frost Bank Center on Saturday, it is going to be loud. I know all these great San Antonio Mexican fans are going to come out and support Pitbull Cruz as he takes on the current reigning WBA super featherweight world champion Lamont Roach. So it's going to be a great night. Make sure to buy your tickets, purchase the pay-per-view, because this is one event you just can't miss. Thank you, and thank you, San Antonio.
Mr. Tom Brown, the president of TGP Promotions, a can't-miss event indeed. And as he mentioned, all of these fights are truly 50-50 fights, and what makes it so great is that it is truly the best fighting the best. Our pay-per-view opener at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific time, 7 local time. It'll be for the interim WBC middleweight championship of the world. This man has been on an absolute hot streak, having won 5 in a row, most recently defeated former 2-time middleweight champion Daniel Jacobs back in July of 2024 with a record of 22 wins, opposite 4 defeats, a dozen victories coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium Shane Mosley Jr.
How you guys doing? I'm happy to be here. This is the biggest fight of my career and the biggest fight of my life, and I'm here to show up and show out. So let's go.
Shane Mosley Jr., ladies and gentlemen. I love the excitement that I'm feeling from Shane. Obviously, he can't wait to get inside the ring, and I can't wait to see him do that against his opponent. Let's meet him. 23 wins, 1 loss, 19 wins coming by way of knockout. A native of Casa Grande, Arizona, 24 years of age, who has 3 straight stoppage victories, including 2 wins already here in 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Jesus Mono Ramos.
How you guys doing? Thank you guys for being here. First and foremost, I want to thank PBC, TGB Promotions, Rudy Cuba Jr. for giving me this opportunity. My opponent as well, Shane Mosley Jr. You know, and San Antonio as well. It's my first time here, and the fans have received me, you know, with open hands, and we've been here, and I've been embracing every moment of it. It's been a very important week for me, and I can't wait for Saturday night to put on a show. And thank you guys. I appreciate you guys for having me.
Jesus Mono Ramos, that our pay-per-view opener. And now, when you are a prize fighter, you have to always be ready because you never know when opportunity is going to ring. And this man has the opportunity of a lifetime. 36 wins, 4 losses, 33 victories coming by way of knockout. A native of Venezuela, now fighting out of Las Vegas. Most recently beat former unified super welterweight champion of the world, Jarrett Hurd, back in March. Got the opportunity last minute, but raring to go. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the hard-hitting Johan Gonzalez.
Muy buenas tardes a todo San Antonio, agradecido primeramente con Dios y bueno, motivado por esta gran oportunidad y voy a dar un buen combate, vengo a ganar.
Good afternoon, San Antonio. Thank you for having me here. And I am absolutely motivated ahead of this Saturday's fight. I come here to win.
All right, Johan Gonzalez, ladies and gentlemen, and the man who he's going to be looking to dethrone on Saturday. 31 wins, 3 losses, 3 draws, 19 wins coming by way of knockout. A Cuban native now fighting out of Las Vegas, former longtime super welterweight champion, moved up to middleweight in 2021, and most recently stopped 2-division world champion Danny Garcia back in September of 2024. He has been at the top of the heap for a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning and defending WBA middleweight champion of the world. Here is Erislandy, the American Dream, Lara.
Primero que todo, buenas tardes a todos. Quiero darle las gracias por esta gran oportunidad. Gracias a BBC, Amazon Prime, a Luis de Cuba Jr., a Jaime. Estamos de regreso, nos vemos aquí el día 6 de diciembre. Gracias.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you for this opportunity. I want to thank PBC, Amazon Prime, Louis de Cuba Jr., Al Heyman. I'm very thankful with them. And all I have to say is I'm going to be ready for December 6th. Can't wait. Thank you very much.
Erislandy Lara, Johan Gonzalez for the WBA Middleweight Championship of the World. Our co-main event will be for the WBC Super Featherweight Championship. This man, with a record of 23 wins, 3 losses, 12 wins coming by way of a knockout, fighting out of Orange, Texas. He reclaimed his title in his last bout by avenging a controversial split decision defeat at the hands of Robson Consunsao. He is the reigning and defending WBC Super Featherweight Champion of the world. No stranger to succeeding here in the great state of Texas. Here is the champion, O'Shaquie Foster.
First off, I want to thank God for this opportunity. I want to thank PBC, Top Rank, and everybody that had a hand in making this event. And you know, the time is here now. All the talking done. I'm ready. Saturday, it's going to be a man down.
Thank you very much to O'Shaquie Foster. Now let's welcome his opponent on Saturday night. With a record of 23 wins, opposite 1 defeat, 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning WBC featherweight champion, looking to become a 3-division world champion and solidify himself as one of the world's best pound-for-pound fighters. Most recently earned his 126-pound world championship in February with his second triumph over Brandon Figueroa, vanquishing his longtime rival by decision. Ladies and gentlemen, proudly representing the rich boxing city of Philadelphia, PA, here is Cool Boy Stephen Fulton Jr.
I want to thank God for being here today. I'm just ready at this point to become a 3-division world champion. I will get it done. Thanks for having me today. Thanks for everybody on this podium to be here with me, alongside Pitbull and Lamont Roach. So that's all I got to say right now. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you very much to Cool Boy Stephen Fulton Jr. And our main event, what a showdown this is going to be. I love this fight so much because it is no doubt going to produce fireworks. here in San Antonio. And both men no strangers to competing here in the Alamo City. First of all, though, it takes a great team to get these fighters to where they are. The trainer of Lamont Roach Jr., Lamont Roach Sr., who is here, who's done a wonderful job with his son as we acknowledge him, Lamont Roach Sr. A round of applause for him. Now let's meet the champion. 25 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws, 10 wins coming by way of a knockout. He won his world title back in November of 2023 with a clutch knockdown in the final round to defeat Hector Luis Garcia. Most recently challenged WBA lightweight world champion Gervonta Davis in one of the year's most memorable showdowns as he went toe-to-toe. The fight ended in a much-discussed draw. He's the reigning WBA super featherweight champion of the world and looking to add to his accolades and become a world champion here at 140 pounds, proudly representing Washington, D.C. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Lamont Roach.
Good afternoon, everybody. That's my mom right there, just to let y'all know. I want to thank God for giving us this opportunity today, everybody being here. Very thankful for PBC, Al Heyman, everyone who had a hand in this pot right here. I'm just thankful. I'm very thankful that I get to show my skills again. And I want to thank my team No Excuse, Gary Jonas, Robert Diaz, and I just want to thank everybody who was a part of this card in total. With that being said, nothing changed. Hit a boogie. Let's go Saturday night.
Lamont Roach, ladies and gentlemen. And now, his opponent on Saturday. It is going to be a raucous and electric crowd at the Frost Bank Center in San Antonio. And for those watching around the world on pay-per-view, his record, 28 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 18 wins coming by way of knockout. A former WBA super lightweight world champion, a rising Mexican superstar from as he continues to increase his legacy, captured his world title with an 8th round stoppage over WBA welterweight world champion Rolando Rolly Romero in March of 2024. Most recently defeated Angel Fierro back in February and Omar Salcido in July. He's been quite busy and looking to end 2025 with an emphatic victory. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Isaac Pitbull Cruz.
Hola, ¿qué tal? A todos, buenas tardes. Y bueno, antes que nada quiero dar las gracias a Dios por una gran oportunidad, a mi esposa por estar conmigo en todos los campamentos, a mi equipo de trabajo, al Jaimon, a PBC por esa gran oportunidad, a Amazon Prime, y venimos a hacer lo que hicimos en el 2020 con Diego Magdaleno, a dar una gran pelea, y San Antonio va a ser testigo. Muchas gracias.
First of all, thank you for being here. I want to thank, more than anything, my wife. She was here with me throughout training camp, offering me her unconditional support. I also want to thank PBC, Amazon Prime, Al Heyman for giving me the opportunity to be here. And I want you to know that I'm here in San Antonio ready to go, and I can't wait.
Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Now let's talk with all of our pay-per-view fighters. Shane Mosley Jr., he collides against Jesus Mono Ramos for the interim WBC middleweight championship of the world. Shane, you are riding this wave of momentum, but as you're a couple of days away, you mentioned to me yesterday during the open workouts that you believe that Jesus Ramos is undefeated. Why so?
I believe his one and only loss was very controversial. Could have won either way, and when I watched the fight, I gave it to him. But judges don't always see it that way, but I see it that way. So, yeah, I feel like I'm fighting an undefeated fighter right now.
Well, how sweet would it be? Obviously, it's your goal to become a world champion. You could do that on Saturday, but to be able to be the guy to definitively defeat Jesus Ramos on Saturday.
Yeah, I believe I'm going to be that guy. That's going to definitively beat him. And so
now, well, Shane, Obviously, we know the lineage that you come from your father, the Hall of Famer. He's been involved in some big prize fights. You have as well. But have you guys talked about what this moment could be like for you when it comes to the preparation, and what is your father, how does he influence you?
Well, my father has always influenced me, telling me that, I could be great. And I feel like this is my moment to tell him that he was right and that I can make him proud.
How much are you going to enjoy that ring walk in the process on Saturday?
Oh, I'm going to love it. It's going to be great. My dad's going to be in my corner, and as well as the rest of my team. But I think for me, it's a cool moment because when my dad won his first world title, his dad was in his corner, and so when I win my first world title, my dad will be in my corner.
Talk about a full circle moment.
Right.
All right. Well, now we'll talk with your opponent, Jesus Mono Ramos. Jesus, for you, you can become a world champion on Saturday, but when you hear the respect from Shane Mosley saying that he believes that you're still undefeated, what does that mean to you?
I thank him, because I respect him a lot too. I respect his father as well, his whole family. Growing up, we used to watch his father fight all the time and pay-per-views. So being able to, fight his son and win my first world title, in front of a legend like that, it means a lot, So it's a big moment for me as well to fight in front of a legend like that.
But how his father is going to be in his corner, your father has trained you since the very beginning. What's this journey been like for you and your father? And now you are here in San Antonio. The fans are obviously gravitating towards all the fighters up here, but really showed you a lot of love yesterday, and I'm sure you're very excited to perform in front of them on Saturday night.
It means a lot, for my family and I, for my father and I. We started out in our garage, and now we're here in a big card like this, so we can make our dreams a reality Saturday night. So it means a lot, and this whole camp we've been enjoying it, and like I said, it's been great. This whole fight week too, I've been embracing it. It's a big moment for me and my family, and Saturday night I have a lot of pressure to make all of our dreams a reality.
Do you believe that this win over Shane Mosley, he has won 5 in a row, he's fought against some outstanding world-class competition, that this will propel you into being among the upper echelon at middleweight?
Definitely. I'm going into this fight with the mindset of learning, kind of how we do in sparring sessions, we learn. I feel like Shane Mosley Jr. has a lot of experience that I can soak up and, like you said, take with me to the next level, and it'll elevate my game a lot.
I love this matchup. They both have a lot of respect for one another, but they will collide on Saturday for the interim WBC Middleweight Championship of the World. Also on Saturday, we have Erislandy Lara defending his WBA middleweight crown against Johan Gonzalez, hard hitting from Venezuela. Johan, you can make a dream become a reality. And 2 weeks ago, you were not scheduled to fight Lara. Now you have that opportunity. What's going through your mind?
Johan, ¿qué te pasa por la cabeza en este momento cuando pensás que hace apenas unos 10 días no estabas agendado para pelear contra nadie y ahora estás en la puerta, en el umbral de hacer un sueño tuyo realidad?
Bueno, es una gran oportunidad que se me está dando porque amo el boxeo y estoy entrenando con esa meta y mira, se me dio la noticia hace días y vengo enfocado entrenando y bueno, más emocionado para hacer historia porque en mi pueblo nadie ha peleado un título mundial y de ganarlo, que Dios primero, tengo fe.
This is absolutely a dream come true, and 6 days ago, that's when I found out that I was going to fight. So, in a way, it's a testament to staying ready, to being ready. And that's what I've done throughout training. And now I'm here to take that world title. I want to win. I know I can do it. And that's going to be my mission on Saturday night.
You got 33 knockouts on your resume. Can you make it 34 and punch your ticket to a world title?
33 knockouts en tu currículum hasta ahora. ¿Lo puedes hacer 34? ¿Crees que esa va a ser la receta para ganar el título mundial?
Voy con el mismo hambre que peleé contra Harry Hull. Venía de una derrota, me levanté y ahorita Dios primero, como dijo Ali cuando peleó contra Sonny Liston, pero yo lo digo a los que analizan el boxeo que voy con chance de ganar.
Look, just like against Jared Hurd when I was coming off a loss, and I got back up off the mat to be successful once again. That's what I'm gonna do this time around too. I'm gonna go out there and show everybody what I'm made of.
Erislandy Lara, the champion, the WBA middleweight champion of the world. You've had a recent power surge in your last 3 fights, all of them by stoppage victory, most recently stopping Danny Garcia in September of 2024. What has been the key to this, late career power surge, so to speak?
¿Cuál ha sido la receta, el secreto de lo que es este envión tuyo durante esta etapa en tu carrera, con victorias consecutivas y que a pesar de la edad parece que no parás?
Bueno, primero que todo, creo que el trabajo duro en el gimnasio, enfocado en el gimnasio, trabajar, trazarte meta en el gimnasio y trabajar más duro, ¿no? Para tener los resultados que estamos teniendo.
It's all about working hard in the gym, mentally and physically. Those days, those arduous days in the gym, they are the recipe, the secret to being where I am right now.
You were looking to unify on Saturday. Obviously, that's not going to take place based on what happened, but what kind of statement are you looking to make to the rest of the division at 160?
Bueno, obviamente la pelea que se supone que iba a suceder no pudo pasar, pero ¿qué tipo de mensaje estás intentando mandar al resto de la división de las 160 libras en esta pelea contra Johan?
Bueno, voy a seguir demostrando, ¿no? Yo amo el boxeo, es lo que sé hacer, es lo que sé trabajar, ese es mi trabajo de boxeo, y entonces le mando un mensaje a todos que voy a seguir siendo campeón en las 160 libras y nos vemos el sábado.
Look, I'm going to do what I always do, show up and show out, because I love boxing and that's what I do. The message to the rest of the division is that the champion is still here and I'm still very, very much in the discussion at the 160-pound division.
Erislandy Lara, Johan Gonzalez, now our co-main event for the WBC Super Featherweight Championship of the World. It'll be Stephen Fulton Jr. matching up against the champion, O'Shaquie Foster. And O'Shaquie, I think it's fair to say, we are in the holiday season, that both you and Stephen Fulton Jr. are not going to be hanging around at holiday parties together. Now that you're at Fight Week, I know that there has been a bit of animosity, and we've had a couple press conferences, but now, as we're into Fight Week, I mean, is the disdain still there for your opponent?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm ready all the way around, man. I feel good, way good. This the best mood I've been in on Fight Week in a long time. Best shape I ever been in. I'm just ready, man.
Where does the edge come from towards Stephen Fulton Jr.?
I feel like they feel like they see something. They feel like I'm a weak link or something, and, I'm going to go out there and show them that they made the wrong choice.
All right, Stephen Fulton Jr. said that you made the wrong choice. Why is taking on O'Shaquie Foster the right choice?
I go after champions. It don't matter who. He could have been somebody else. I fight champions. That's what I do.
For you, you could become a 3-division world champion from Philadelphia. We know that Philadelphia has this rich boxing tradition. For you, when you step in the ring on Saturday, how much are you carrying that banner of Philadelphia?
I carried it the whole step of my career. So, facing the guys I fought, and look where we're at now again. Going for my 3rd world title, my 3rd division. This would be my 4th or 5th world title, 4th, 3rd division. Yeah, so.
Yeah, 3-division world champion.
I carried that the whole way.
Well, one thing, if you don't know about Stephen Fulton Jr., is that, years ago, there used to be cards on Tuesday nights. And he would be fighting undefeated fighters on, as we say, swing fights, meaning they could be on TV, they wouldn't be on TV. He didn't know. He had to be ready to go at the start of the card, and then he might fight towards the middle of the night or the end of the night, whatever the case may be. The reason why I'm saying that is because you have fought undefeated guys throughout the course of your career, and you fought
2 a.m. in the morning.
Just a long time, yeah, well, exactly. So the road hasn't been easy, essentially. How much did that prepare you for this moment to become a 3-division world champion?
It prepared me a lot, because it's like we all go through things and to push us to that next level. And I feel like those things leading up into where I'm at now, whether it's a loss, a draw, life situations outside of the ring, all of those things is what makes you a better person, and makes me a better man and a better fighter. So all of those things that I've been through, and like swing bouts, fighting 2, 3 in the morning in LA when I knew I could have been in bed. All those things prepared me for moments like these.
Well, looking forward to it. Oshaki Foster, for you, you had a successful, you won a world title here in San Antonio. You love being from here in Texas. How much are you looking to defend your home state?
Man, last time we was here, we put on a great performance, and I plan on repeating it. I mean, I feel like, his journey was sweet compared to mine. Everybody know I came from the bottom, and I've been grinding my way up ever since. So, I'm gonna show him fight night that, all that don't matter. I'm gonna be on my A game, and I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna win.
Yeah, that win that we're talking about here in San Antonio, he put on a clinic against Ray Vargas at the nearby Alamo Dome, now fighting at the Frost Bank Center. So it's got to feel nice to be back here in San Antonio, an area that, made you feel well, where you had a big moment in your career.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man. And we in Texas. I'm from Texas. Everything big out here. I'm just ready. I'm ready to go out there and put on the show, man.
Cool boy Steph, do you feel like you're coming into enemy territory to take him on in his home state?
Nah, it's another day, another dollar, another fight. And to comment on that, bro, everybody up here then took a hard road. You know what I'm saying? Regardless who was hard or not, everybody on this stage is still fighters up here who haven't became world champion that's trying to become world champion. So, like, what are we talking about?
You think that's his way of trying to just motivate himself?
I don't know what it is, but it's like everybody had a hard path up this motherfucker.
Motivate myself is crazy.
Let him come at her, bro.
Come on, man. Motivate
everybody
myself
had a hard
is
path.
crazy.
Even it's former fighters out here who had a hard path, bro. That's what makes us fighters every day. And guess what we doing? We still up here fighting.
Oshaki, you want to elaborate on that?
I don't know, man. Motivate myself is crazy, man. I'm here for a reason, man. You're right. Everybody had a whatever
hard road,
a hard road, whatever. But I feel like mine's just it's just a little different the way I came out the woodworks, and how I won my world title and how I came back and won it again. So. I'm gonna keep showing them. You know what I mean? It can be all that. But I promise you, Saturday they're gonna be speaking a different tune.
Well, can't wait for this one, and obviously looking forward to seeing if Cool Boy Steph can become a 3-division world champion, or if we will hear and still world champion for Oshaki Foster.
And still, for sure.
Main event time for a 140-pound world championship. Lamont Roach Jr. and Isaac Pitbull Cruz. As we look at the main event.
We don't even got to do that. We don't even got to do it.
Lamont Roach, you've had success here in San Antonio. You fought here in December of 2021. Now that you are headlining your second consecutive pay-per-view, the journey that you've had to get to this point, you heard it from the fighters. They said that it's not easy to get to this point. You're the main event taking on Isaac Pitbull Cruz.
Well, you're absolutely right. I pride myself in how I, came along in this professional game. I just pride myself in hard work. I stayed loyal to the people that was with me, my team, and we got here, and we're gonna stay here.
Lamont, as you look at, I feel like everybody on this stage is an inspiration, but when I look at you, when you fought for your world title for the first time, it didn't go your way. But rather than allow it to define you, you went back to the drawing board and you've been on an absolute tear. And now you can become a world champion at 140 or a world champion at 130. You're in the mix at 135. So what has this entire, being able to come back from adversity?
Well, like I just said, I pride myself on that. When I took that little bump in the road, I sat down and looked at myself outside of my body and was like, this ain't where you want to be. I was counting my chickens before they hatched. I was 24 years old, man. I was young. I didn't necessarily think, my opponent was sweet, but I definitely thought I had it in the bag. And, that night I came out a little lackluster. And then, I came on, towards the end doing what I knew I could do. But if I would have started earlier, I would have been, world champion for a lot longer. So, that's something that I never wanted to feel ever again in my life. Because I knew that I could have did more, and I knew I could have achieved what I had to achieve that night. Now, everybody who's in front of me is in trouble every single step of the way. And I showed it time in and time out. And Saturday night, it's going to be the same thing.
Are you saying that Isaac Cruz is in trouble on Saturday?
Every single person who steps in that ring with me is in trouble.
Isaac Cruz, he's saying you're in trouble on Saturday night when you guys step inside the ring at the Frostbank Center. Your thoughts?
Isaac, acá Lamont dice que estás en problemas este sábado por la noche. ¿Qué opinas?
Nada, creo que él también está en problemas. No vengo amarrado de las manos ni vengo cojo y le voy a dar una gran pelea.
I think he's in trouble too. In fact, he might just have his hands tied, and it's going to be a great fight, no matter what.
Almost over 5 years ago, it was Halloween night. He fought, Diego Magdalena on the undercard of Gervonta Davis and Leo Santa Cruz at the Alamo Dome. Did he think that 5 years later he'd be headlining a massive card? Tom Brown said, this is the card of 2025.
Bueno, hace 5 años peleabas contra Diego Magdaleno, te anunciabas ante el mundo acá en San Antonio. ¿Llegaste a pensar en ese momento que 5 años después estarías encabezando lo que muchos dicen, Tom Brown dice, que es la mejor cartelera del 2025?
No, nunca me imaginé, pero creo que mi trabajo es el que ha hecho las cosas por mí, el que ha hablado por mí, y por eso es que mi cabeza tiene un valor especial y todos la quieren y la vamos a seguir consolidando para que siga valiendo aún más.
No, I could have never imagined it, but this is the fruit of my hard work, and that's why I want to keep building on it. I want to keep doing what I'm doing in order to keep progressing, evolving, and continuing to achieve big things.
Stylistically, do you believe that your pressure is going to get to Lamont Roach Jr.? You are known as a pressure fighter, someone that throws a lot of punches and bunches, and the volume overwhelms your opponents.
¿Cómo vas a hacer para que tu presión llegue a rendir frutos contra Lamont Roach, ya que vos sos más de volumen, ¿no?
Venimos muy bien enfocados y vamos a trabajar inteligentemente y ganar round con round.
Look, it's going to be all about being focused. I got to be smart and win round after round.
Now, for you, Lamont, it's obvious that he's going to come forward and bring the pressure. I know that you are a fantastic boxer, but we saw in your last fight, you also like to go toe-to-toe. Are we going to see moments of that on Saturday?
Damn, Pitbull had a good-ass answer for his question. I want to do the same thing, but yeah, everybody know I like to thump. So every once in a while, it's gonna be some moments where the cameras better be ready. Isaac is throwing missiles in there, and I'm gonna throw them back. It's gonna be very exciting. It's gonna be very exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen, this our pay-per-view on Saturday. PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video. Frostbank Center in San Antonio. The fighters are going to face off as they get set to go head-to-head tomorrow. The weigh-in. Join us at the Frostbank Center, also on the PBC YouTube page. And good luck to every single one of these fighters, as they are no doubt looking for a massive moment in their careers. And happy holidays, everybody.
Don't exit the building yet.
Just one. Thank you.